If your paycheck stopped today, how long would you be okay? A month, a couple weeks, or maybe a few days? Here's something that I realized over the years. Making more money doesn't automatically mean that you'll never struggle financially again. I've seen people who actually make $50,000 a year struggle. I've seen people who make $100,000 a year struggle. And I've seen people who make multiple six figures who just can't seem like they can get off the treadmill. Because it's not how much money you make. Sometimes it's how your financial life is built. And in this video, I'm going to go over 5 things that I believe you need to do to put you in a position where you'll never be worried about money again. And make sure you stay with me because the last one is the shift that really helped the way I think about money. Let's get into it. Number 1, stop depending on one source of income. Because, the first thing is simple. Stop depending on one source of income. I know it sounds obvious, but it's not how most people live. One job, one paycheck, one company, and one source of income. Paying the mortgage, the car payment, groceries, insurance, vacations, everything. And if something happens to that one source of income and it gets disrupted, that's not financial security, that's financial dependency. And I'm not saying to quit your job. All I'm saying is your job shouldn't be the thing that carries everything. It shouldn't be the primary income. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's a digital product, maybe it's investments, maybe it's some kind of commissions or bonuses that you're able to earn. But I want you to start asking yourself different questions. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? Ask, how can I create another stream of income, another source of income? Those are 2 very different questions. Because if you get a raise at your job, you still have one source. You're just getting more from it. But when you create another income stream, you're changing the structure of your finances. And that's what we're trying to do. Number 2 is to create a margin. If you can make a lot of money and still struggle, so it really doesn't matter if you make 20,000 and 20 is going out, there's no margin. So guess what? The key is, like I said, more income doesn't automatically create freedom. Sometimes it just creates more expensive bills. So do you want to increase your lifestyle or do you want to increase your freedom? Because those aren't always the same. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your money. I'm a big advocate of that. I believe you should enjoy it. You work hard for it. But if every dollar that comes in is going right back out, that puts you in pressure, right? And so margins give you options. Margins allow you to invest. Margins allow you to start other side businesses. And it creates an emergency fund without panicking. So ultimately, a margin buys you something even more valuable than stuff. It buys you time. Number 3, start buying assets, not just things. You want to start buying things that can pay you even when you're not working. You want to start buying things that will go up in value. We work, we get paid, we pay bills, we buy things, then we just go back to work and do it all over again. But at some point, you got to interrupt that cycle. Some of your money needs to start working too. It needs to be working for you. I like to say, put overalls on your money and let it go work for you. So maybe you're invested in the stock market, maybe intellectual property, maybe you create an ebook or a digital product, a course, a content, systems. You could actually get paid just from posting, right? There's a lot of ways that you can earn income, but you just want to find ways where your income can grow exponentially and work harder than you can. I don't want you to just work for money. I want you to build things that can work with you and even for you. And eventually things that can work without you. So if you stop, it still produces income. I want to be careful with this whole idea of passive income though, because social media can make it sound like you push a button and then it just falls out of the sky. And that's not exactly how it works. Most passive income requires active work in the beginning, but the goal is leverage. The goal is, do you work once or maybe very little and it still comes in, right? So just keep that in mind. Number 4 is increase your ability to produce income. And the way you do that is don't only focus on saving money. Saving matters, budgeting matters, being responsible with the money matters, but there's a limit to how much you can cut. And I'm not a big advocate of cutting out a bunch of stuff. So here's the deal. One of the best investments you can make is skills, right? So can you learn sales? Can you learn marketing? Can you learn how to communicate better? Can you build solid relationships or learn how to use technology? There's a bunch of stuff. Everybody has a problem. And if you find the solution to those people's problems, you're going to do well. Money can disappear. A business can fail. An investment, it can go down. You can lose a job. But if you know how to create value and generate income, you can always rebuild it, no matter what. That's real security. I don't want my confidence to come from looking at a number in a bank account. I want to put my confidence in the fact that I know that I know that I know that I can create value and be paid and compensated for it. Number 5, build your life around freedom, not just money. Stop making the money the finish line. The goal is always got to be freedom. A lot of money can still put you in another prison, basically, right? So you could have a successful business, the nice house, the nice car, income, and still not have control of your time. You can make more money than you've ever made and somehow less time for your family. So that's not the version of success that I'm interested in. I don't think you are either. I want you to have financial freedom, have the ability to be present with those that you love. I want you to be able to make decisions without having to worry about the money all the time. And that's why I talk so much about freedom, because money is a tool, freedom is the goal. So instead of asking, how much money do I want to make? Start asking, what do I actually want my life to look like? How much do you need every month? How much debt do you want gone and eliminated? What would happen to you if you had control of your schedule? How much reoccurring passive income do you have or do you need to feel different? These are some questions you want to start asking yourself. Get clear on that, because otherwise you can spend your entire life chasing more without ever knowing if you actually want. So here's what to start doing today. Let me make this real practical. If you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, Eddie, I get it, but where do I start? Well, I would do 3 things. First, write down every source of income that you have. If there's only one, don't beat yourself up about it. Just recognize it and then ask yourself, what is the most realistic second stream that you could start building in the next 90 days? Not 7, just 1. Second, look at your monthly expenses and figure out how much margin you actually have. Not how much you think you have, but look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie, because you can't build freedom with money you can't control, you don't control. And then third, start converting some of that income into assets. Even if it's a small amount, start building a habit and making your money work for you. And so I don't want you to escape financial struggle simply by making more money. You escape it by building a stronger financial system. Margin, assets, valuable skills, and a clear definition of what freedom actually means to you. That's how you start changing the game. Now, if this video hit home, I actually created a guide. It's called How to Never Struggle Again, where I go deeper on these things and how you can really build more financial security and freedom. I'll put the link in the description below. You can grab a copy. And while you're down there, subscribe to the channel, because everything we're building is centered around one idea: build wealth, own your time, and live free. That's Code Freedom, and I'm Eddie Bales. And by the way, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any other videos that we share here. I hope you got some value. Take care, y'all. God bless, and we'll see y'all over the top.